Abortion now legal across Australia.
Here's a summary of the article.
Abortion has been decriminalised across Australia after the last remaining state where it was illegal, New South Wales, voted to reform its laws. The bill, passed on Thursday, overturns a 119-year-old law which had been criticised by opponents as archaic. The legislation had generated weeks of heated debate and deeply divided the state's Conservative government. The legislation was passed 26-14 in the state's lower house after discussions about more than 100 possible amendments. The law makes it legal for terminations to be conducted up to 22 weeks into a woman's pregnancy, or later if two doctors agree. Last-minute amendments ultimately persuaded some Conservative MPs, and the bill drew support from other parties. This is a massive step forward for women in this state.
This post received a score of 57,242, with an upvote ratio of 82%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Some minor context, it wasn't illegal in NSW in the way you would think. It's just over the years the various more progressive premiers who knew they couldn't get the numbers to outright legalize it put in a billion loopholes, so you could get an abortion here, it's just the clinics had to have the doctors do a pile of paperwork to approve it. Now they don't have to, you can just go get an abortion and you don't have to give your life story beforehand.
Thanks, that made things more clear.
All the doctor had to say was that pregnancy would risk the health of the mother. This included psychological health, so every woman who wanted an abortion, got one.
It's actually similar to how it is here in Belgium. Doctor, medical reason including mental health as well, so it's a formality at best, 1 week waiting time and then you can get one. It's about as complicated as getting your birth control pill. The problem here is basically that nobody feels the need to make it more legal in a sense because it's already working, even if it is a bit backwards.
Greater than the problem here is basically that nobody feels the need to make it more legal in a sense because it's already working, even if it is a bit backwards. It was the first country in the world to legalize civil unions that were pretty much equal in the eyes of the law to a marriage except in name, and as such as it became a very hot political potato in the rest of the Western world. Nothing much happened in Denmark while other nations went right ahead and legalized. It took until 2012 to legalize same-sex marriages, mostly because it was practically legal already and had been for a while.
The downside of being ahead basically. Got internet really early? Congrats, you now have a dated system. Got internet much later? Congrats, you have a high-tech system and likely better internet than those that came first.
If you're referring to the US, it's because you guys allow monopolies that is the problem. In the UK the internet is fast because BT was forced to help it other companies exist. Sky and BT stay in an arms race, which means every now and then I get phoned up to say they are upgrading my internet speed. Because they don't want to lose me to whatever company I'm not with at the moment.
It's not just internet. It's anything. Look at airport infrastructure for example. The US was the pioneer in air travel, both for the military but especially commercial, and built airports like there was no tomorrow. Once we had all these working airports, nobody felt like spending millions to replace them with newer, modern works of architectural art. Meanwhile, the rest of the world seemed to have enormous, gorgeous airports. This has finally started changing in the last decade, at least LaGuardia is finally getting an upgrade.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.